The city was a beast at night. Its breath, a cold December wind, whistled through the canyons of brick and steel. The city's heartbeat, the distant drone of traffic, pulsed like a nervous tremor. I, Detective VJ, walked these concrete veins, a shadow among shadows. Another night, another disappearance. The city was swallowing its children whole. 3 in the past month, all gone without a trace. The newspapers called it the work of a phantom, a ghost in the machine. I called it a case. My gut churned with a familiar unease. This time felt different. This time the darkness felt personal. The air itself seemed thick with unspoken secrets. My latest case, or rather the latest victim, was Maya Sharma, a journalist known for her fearless pursuit of truth. Her last article, a scathing exposé on a powerful secret society, was never published. Instead, she left behind a note, a whisper in the dark. They watch in silence. Maya's words echoed in my mind, a chilling premonition. They were watching, but who were they? Maya's apartment was a study in contrasts. Bookshelves overflowed with well-worn paperbacks and academic journals. Newspaper clippings plastered the walls, a testament to her relentless pursuit of justice. Yet, amidst the chaos, there was a chilling order. The furniture was neatly arranged, untouched. Her laptop lay open, the screen displaying the unfinished article. It was as if she vanished into thin air. The only clue, the note, was scribbled on a piece of paper, the ink smudged as if written in haste. They watch in silence. The words sent a shiver down my spine. Who were these silent observers? And what had they done to Maya? I pocketed the note, my fingers tracing the frantic scribbles. This wasn't just a case anymore, it was a puzzle box, and Maya's life was the missing piece. I dug deeper into Maya's research. Her notes were a tangled web of conspiracy theories and half-truths. She was digging into something big, something dangerous, something that attracted the attention of powerful, unseen forces. The more I read, the more convinced I became. Maya had stumbled upon something sinister, something ancient and evil, and now, she was gone. The trail led me to a name, the Obsidian Tower, a derelict building on the edge of the city, rumored to be a haven for occultists and other shadowy figures. It was a long shot, but it was all I had. As midnight approached, I found myself standing before the imposing structure, my gut churning with a sense of foreboding. The Obsidian Tower loomed over me, a monolith of shadows against the moonless sky. Its windows were dark, vacant eyes staring out into the night. A shiver ran down my spine as a cold wind whipped around me, carrying with it the faintest whisper of forgotten rituals. The air crackled with an unseen energy, a palpable sense of dread. This was a place where secrets slept, and nightmares were born. Taking a deep breath, I pushed open the creaking door. The stench of decay hit me like a physical blow. Dust motes danced in the faint moonlight that filtered through the grimy windows, illuminating a scene of utter desolation. The air was thick with the silence of the grave, broken only by the scuttling of rats and the distant drip of water. Every instinct screamed at me to turn back, to run back into the relative safety of the night. But something, some unseen force, drew me deeper into the belly of the beast. I navigated through the labyrinthine corridors, my hand never straying far from the reassuring weight of my revolver. The silence was unnerving, broken only by the sound of my own footsteps echoing off the cold stone walls. As I ventured deeper into the building, a faint glow flickered in the distance. It was emanating from a room at the end of the hall, a room that seemed to pulse with an unseen energy. My pulse quickened. This was it. This was where I would find my answers. With a final surge of adrenaline, I pushed open the door, prepared for anything. But nothing could have prepared me for what I saw next. The room was shrouded in an eerie green glow, emanating from a large obsidian monolith in the center. Strange symbols were etched into its surface, pulsing with an otherworldly light. Around the monolith stood figures cloaked in shadow, their faces hidden behind grotesque masks. Their silence was more terrifying than any scream. A low chant emanated from the figures, their voices a guttural rasp that sent chills down my spine. The air crackled with an unseen energy, pressing down on me like a physical weight. My hand instinctively went to my holster, my fingers wrapping around the cold steel of my revolver. They had been expecting me.
You should not have come here, Detective. You have seen too much.
I knew then that I was in over my head. I had stumbled upon something far more sinister than I could have ever imagined, and now, they were going to silence me. Just as the figures lunged, a blur of motion erupted from the shadows.
A woman, her movement swift and deadly, intercepted their attack.
Her strikes were precise, brutal, each blow echoing through the chamber. She moved like a phantom, a whirlwind of fists and feet, leaving a trail of groaning figures in her wake.
I watched in stunned silence as she fought with a grace and ferocity I had never witnessed before. She was a force of nature, her every movement exuding an aura of power and control.
Her face was hidden in the shadows, but her eyes, sharp and alert, glinted with a fierce intensity.
One by one, she systematically disabled the attackers, her movements never slowing, her gaze never wavering. Soon they lay groaning on the floor, their masks askew, revealing glimpses of pale, terrified faces beneath.
With a final decisive blow, she sent the last of them crashing to the ground. Turning to face me, she reached up to push back her hood, revealing a face that was both striking and strangely familiar.
Her eyes, the color of storm clouds, held a depth of knowledge that belied her youthful appearance. "You're Maya's friend, aren't you?" she asked, her voice a low, melodic whisper that seemed to echo through the chamber. "I was expecting you."
"Who are you?" I asked, my voice a hoarse whisper.
"My name is Anya," she replied, her voice a low, musical murmur. "And you, Detective VJ, are in grave danger. You have stumbled upon a secret that has been buried for centuries, a secret that some would kill to protect. These men, they are merely pawns, puppets dancing to the tune of a far more sinister power. They call themselves the Watchers. They are ancient, older than time itself, and they have been watching humanity from the shadows, manipulating events from behind the scenes. The Watchers believe that humanity is not ready for the truths that lie beyond our world. They silence anyone who dares to delve too deep, anyone who threatens to expose their existence."
But who were the Watchers, and what did they want?
Maya knew too much. She was close to uncovering their secrets, and they knew it. They silenced her before she could expose them.
"We have to stop them," I said, my voice firm despite the tremor that ran through me.
The Watchers are powerful, but they are not invincible. Their power lies in secrecy and the shadows. We need to expose them, bring their darkness into the light. We need to work together. You have the resources, the connections to the outside world, and I have the knowledge, the skills to fight them.
It was an uneasy alliance, a detective bound by duty and a woman driven by vengeance. But we were united by a common enemy, a shared desire to expose the truth. We were all that stood between the world and a darkness older than time. The path ahead was fraught with danger. We knew that the Watchers would stop at nothing to protect their secrets. They were everywhere, their tendrils reaching into every facet of society. We had to be careful, methodical. One wrong move, one slip-up, and we would be dead. We spent the next few weeks gathering evidence, piecing together the fragments of Maya's research. We followed leads, interrogated contacts, and delved deeper into the city's underbelly. Each step forward came at a cost, a constant reminder of the danger we were in. Threats came in the form of veiled warnings, shadowy figures lurking at the edge of our vision, and cryptic messages left on our doorsteps. We were being watched, followed, tested, but we refused to be intimidated. We knew the price of truth, and we were willing to pay it. Our investigation led us to ancient texts, hidden archives, and forgotten rituals. We learned of the Watchers' origins, their motivations, and their terrifying power. They were not simply observers, but architects of fate, manipulating events from the shadows to shape the world according to their own twisted design. The deeper we delved, the more we realized the true extent of their influence. They were everywhere, in every level of government, every corporation, every media outlet. Their reach was vast, their power almost insurmountable. As we neared the truth, the resistance we faced grew stronger. Our enemies, emboldened by their ancient power, became more brazen in their attacks. We were in a race against time, a desperate struggle to expose the Watchers before they could silence us for good. We knew that we couldn't fight them head-on. They were too powerful, too entrenched. Our only hope was to expose them, to bring their darkness into the light of public scrutiny. We needed to make them fearless, to make them realize that they were not as untouchable as they believed. But as we prepared to make our move, a chilling realization dawned on us. We were not just fighting one enemy, but many. The Watchers were just one faction in a much larger conflict, an ancient war that had been raging for centuries. A war between those who sought to control humanity and those who fought for its freedom. We were caught in the crossfire, pawns in a game we were only beginning to understand. And as the shadows closed in, we knew that the battle had just begun. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, and we were the only ones who stood a chance of saving it.